was able to get my stuff to work now, so that's good. So we can get started. So that way we can get started, get our stuff started. That was a lot. That's okay. Sometimes things don't always go as planned, so you better know how to pivot. You better. So hopefully you guys can see everything good. My little thumbnail is up there. Hopefully. Hey Casey. Casey, were you able to see my and good afternoon. Thank you for coming. Were you able to see my thumbnail? I'm not sure if I did it right. You can? Cool beans. All right, awesome. We're about to get started. I'm not sure if I asked you, but are you into baseball at all? What in the world? I'm trying to look this stuff up so we can go over the scores, the last two series that we played. Good morning, good afternoon, be in chat. Not into baseball, just showing support. Cool beans, Rachel. Thank you. I appreciate it. And how are you doing? Well, I hope. I don't have my ducks in a row at all, girl. Bless me. Not at all. How's your day been? Both of y'all. You said great. Hope you are too. Yeah, it's just been a busy day. But other than that, I don't have any legit complaints. So that's a blessing. All right, what am I doing? Oh, yes. So I'll look at my team. First, let me get my internet together. Jeez Louise, guys. Hey, V, can't stay long. Came to smash the like. Hey, chat. Hey, Kiss My Cheeks. Thank you for stopping by. This internet is playing games with my emotions. Okay, here we go. Jeez Louise. Oh, okay, let's go over my team first. And then hopefully, after I get done going over my team, my bro here will be able to come in and we'll go over his team and how they did. Like I told y'all before, each week, each team, excuse me, normally plays two series. Each series, the games are it's 3 games each. Sometimes it might be two, sometimes it might be four, but for the most part, they're 3 games each. So that would mean within a 1 week period, they're playing two series. All right, let's go over the Phillies. Doo-doo-doo. All right, and what's today's date? Friday the 12th. Okay, Friday the 12th. So that would have been against the White Sox and against the Blue Jays. Yep, if I'm not mistaken. Okay, so let me make sure I'm on point. All right, so my team, the Phillies, in the past week, we had two series. The first one was against the White Sox. The second one was against the Brewers. Not the Brewers, excuse me, the Blue Jays. We have a series that begins with the Brewers tonight. Lots of games, lots of games. All right, so for the first series, let me see. How do we hold up? Okay, so we won that series. We didn't mop them, but we won. So for the first game, we beat them 8-6, and that was the first series was played Friday, June 5th until Sunday, June 7th. Okay, so the first game we beat them 8-6. Excuse me. The second game they beat us 6-3. And for the last game of that series, which was played June 7th, we beat them 9-5. Okay. And then let's see how we did for our second series. Let's see. And that, like I said, that was played against the Blue Jays. The first game was played Monday, June 8th. The last game was played Wednesday, June 10th. Obviously, they had a day off yesterday. They play tonight against the Brewers. But let's see how we did against the Blue Jays. Oh yeah, we on a roll. Everybody get your roll on. Everybody get your roll on. What? Yeah, we on a roll, and I like that. I like it a lot. All right, so we didn't mop them. I always look forward to a good mopping, but whatevs. First game we beat them, and that was played June 8th, Monday, June 8th. We beat them 5-2. The second game, kind of like the last series, they beat us 3-2. In the last game, we said, nah, let's just finish this. And we beat them 7-4. Okay? So for my team, the last two series we played in the last week, we won both them series. We didn't mop anybody, but that's okay. But at the end of the day, we got that W. Hey, Broham, yay! Yay! Dang, them Braves are an issue. They're an issue and a problem. All right, let's look at the standings. For National League East, we still got that number two spot. Our record is 37-31. Obviously, we're over 500. Okay. The Braves have the top spot. They're 45-23. Obviously, they're over 500. All right, and this is for the National League East. In the third spot, that's John Show team, the Nationals, aka the Walgreens. They're barely over 500, but they're over 500. And then you have the Marlins and the Mets. Okay, so we're not doing bad. How's your day been, Broham? Have you been able to chill, or you had lots to do? Okay, next let's go over my Broham's team. I think you're in the same spot that y'all was in last week as well. Cooler now. How about you? It's just been a long day. It's been a long day. Not a bad day, but a long day nonetheless. I was so close to saying bump this. Hey, Iceberg. Good afternoon. How are you doing? Well, I hope. Thank you for coming. Reporter. Shit. That's a good question. Whew. I guess you can say when I get done with my break, I'll be going into like the third. I guess you can say that. I'm definitely hashtag over it, but small stuff to a giant, isn't it? Isn't it? Okay, so I think your team is in the same shape that it was last week, but we're about to find out. Because y'all are still second in the ALE. So I think we both had that going on last week. We were both second. Correct me if I'm wrong. We said halftime. Gotcha. But exactly. Exactamundo. Yeah, we ain't do too much this past week. Okay, we about to find out. Hey, Run Buddy. Good afternoon. Good afternoon. Hello. How are you doing? Well, I hope. Okay, so y'all, dang, what I say? We just had a series against the Blue Jays. Didn't I say that? Or am I tripping? But anywho, y'all start a new series against the Blue Jays tonight, 7:37. Well, I hope. Let's see. Because what I say? Today's the 12th, correct? Yes. So I want to say, boom shakalaka. And what is that? Yankees and Guardians. And oh yeah, because y'all be having that. Whoa, whoa, whoa. Hold on. One, two, three. Am I bugging? Oh no, because y'all had another two-game situation. That crap is whack. That crap is wiggity wiggity whack. Hold on, because I'm getting confused. But I say today's the 12th, correct? Yes. Okay, so it would be. Oh, so y'all had a bye. Yeah, y'all had a bye yesterday as well. I'm getting confused trying to keep up. Jeez. All right, so I want to say, correct me if I'm wrong, bro, him. I'm getting confused trying to read this. I want to say y'all had the two series. The first one was against the Red Sox, but that was only a two-game series. And then the last one was against the Guardians. The Red Sox and the Guardians, if I'm not mistaken. The Red Sox and the Guardians. Or did y'all have three? Hold up. Hold on. I'm getting confused. Look at my calendar. Hold on. Hey, yes, hit the like button if y'all feeling froggy. All right, because we did our live last week on the 5th. We were on the money with that. Jeez Louise, there's too many games sometimes. Why you ain't warn me? Why didn't you warn me? All right, so if we did that on the 5th, that means we didn't go over. Okay, boom. So that's the Red Sox, which was a two-game series that y'all played, and the Guardians. Yeah, Red Sox, Guardians. I think it's three series for y'all, and probably because of that two-game situation. That's annoying. Hold on. I knew I wasn't bugging fully because we did that live on the 5th, Friday the 5th, and we don't go over games that's played on the Friday. We cover that the following week. Jeez Louise. All right, so it's looking like it's three series. Yeah, Red Sox, Guardians. No, it's the Red Sox and the Guardians. Okay. Boston was supposed to be a three-game, but one game got postponed. Oh, yeah, because of the rain, right? Okay. We're in there like somewhere. Remember, I was like, oh, is it an injury? He was like, you're not going to postpone a game for an injury. What the heck? This thing is confusing. I'm not going to lie. All right, so anywho, then yeah, y'all had the Red Sox for the first series, and y'all had the Guardians for the second series. Boom shakalaka. Jeez Louise. And like my bro Ham just said, the series against the Red Sox, even though sometimes the series can be 2 games, it was only 2 this go around because the first game got postponed for that weather. So let's see how y'all did. So the first game of the first series was played Friday, June 5th. That was the first game. And the second game was played for Sunday, June 7th. So they had a little break in between. And let me see how y'all did. I guess y'all can say it was a draw. It was only 2 games. And the Red Sox won the first game, which was 5. They won 5-3. And then the second game of the series, the Yankees won 6-1. So I guess that's a draw. They do draws in baseball, right? So that was the first series. And then the second series, where we at? That was played from Monday, June 8th until Wednesday, June 10th. And then, like I said, they had a bye yesterday. And they start a new series tonight against the Blue Jays. Hope y'all are able to keep up with me. It's a lot. It's a lot. All right. Let me see. Okay, so for the second series against the Guardians, let me see how y'all held up, Rohan. Okay, you mopped them. You gave them a good mopping. The first series was a draw, but the second series y'all gave them a good mopping, which is always fun. So let's see. The first game y'all beat them 7-5. The second game y'all beat them 3-2, and the last game y'all beat them 8-4, which will be a what? A mopping. Ha ha ha. So that's good. Y'all did good. Y'all did good. Y'all are still number 2. Let me see. Y'all are still number 2. And obviously y'all are over 500. And the Rays have the top spot. Did they have the top spot last week? Do you remember? Broham, because I don't. I don't remember at all. I think you might have dipped on me. I'm not sure. But the Rays have the top spot. They're 40-25. And then y'all have the second spot. Y'all are 41-26. Oh yeah, you're right. Y'all are right on them. As long as y'all keep doing good, y'all have that top spot. And then the Blue Jays have the third spot, then the Orioles, and then the Red Sox. Boom shakalaka. And that's how we did that. So that makes me happy. Both of our teams are doing good. Obviously, the goal was to get that top spot, but that's okay because we're right there. So, hey, okay, I'm glad we got that situated. I'm glad we got that situated. I'm about to eat some of this salad while I talk to y'all. Let me set an alarm. It's going to scare the crap out of me. I wasn't sure if you were going to be able to make it or not because I forgot to hit you up to remind you. I appreciate you coming. Next week, I'll be doing it from StreamYard, so then I'll drop the link so you can come up here and holler at me. All right, where we at? Boom shakalaka. Let's do that. You said bet. Cool beans. Cool beans. I did a quick live this morning, just seeing how everyone's doing. I just rocked out to some music. Something light, but all right. Nothing crazy. I just wanted something light. for my lunch. I just got some cucumbers. I'm mixed with some cheese and some eggs and some chicken. Just call it a day. Nothing wild or crazy. What you eat for lunch? What everybody eat for lunch? Baked chicken? No, it was just chicken breast. I breaded and fried. I don't like baked chicken in my salads. I know some people do, especially if they're like on a health kick. Haven't had any yet. What you mean? So then I'm assuming you had a decent breakfast then. Why you haven't eaten anything yet? The fudge? What's that about? I forget if you said that you had some running around to do. You said right. Okay, good. I'm about to say, what you mean? You haven't eaten any lunch yet. Had to have had a good breakfast. Had to have had a good breakfast. That I'm sure Mom Duke's hooked up for you, meaning your woman, not your mama. That was last week. I'm chilling today. Okay, cool beans, good. I'm glad. Hold on. I really feel bad for men who don't know how to cook for themselves. And then I also feel bad for men who have a lady or a woman who doesn't know how to cook or who doesn't cook for them, especially if they work hard. That's unfortunate. And that is the case for some people. They don't have a partner that will go out their way to make sure that they're straight. Sucks for them. That's why I think it's important, regardless what your gender is, to be able to have the ability to do simple things for yourself, regardless if you have somebody or not. And so that way, also, even if you do have a partner that doesn't mind cooking or who knows how to cook and whatnot, if both parties know how to cook, know how to do a little one and two, that way it's not all on the one person, you know what I mean? Regardless if they don't mind, that's besides the point. Because if they ever have a day where they're just not feeling at 100%, whether that's an ailment, whatever the case may be, you will be able to pick up that slack for them and vice versa. Whether that's cleaning something, laundry, cooking, anything. Hold on. All of the things. I don't really believe too much into gender roles. Like obviously whatever works for that household or your situation, but just as a whole in general, I don't subscribe to that. I don't subscribe to that, but I definitely don't believe in a woman not cooking for her man. I don't subscribe to that at all. And then if you have a full-fledged family, you should definitely be cooking for your family. Especially, like I said, if that man works hard. If you know that man works hard and he's not no bum, which you shouldn't want to be with no bum anyway, it shouldn't be nothing off your back, no sweat off your back to make sure you're cooking meals for him, making sure that he has a lunch pack. If he's trying to be healthy or work out or whatever the case may be, you make sure it's a healthy lunch pack for him so that way he doesn't have to go and pick up some food. Same with dinner and whatnot, you know. And then just as a partner in general, there's some people who will go all day without even making sure their person is fine. Like, yes, everybody works. If you work, blah, 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 everybody has their own respective days that they deal with. But how do you go all day without checking on your person, seeing how their day is going, whoop-de-doo? Same way you have people who won't even have the thought process to want to make sure, like, say if you're with somebody but you don't live together, or you might be at work or they're coming home from work, whatever the case may be, to want to have them hit them up to make sure that they made it home safely. People don't have these type of thought processes. They don't think about the little things like that really matter. Hey Lou, good afternoon. How are you doing? Well, I hope. Thank you for coming. We just went over how my team, which in baseball, which is the Phillies, how we did for our last two series that we played in the last week, which we did good. We won both them series. And then we also went over my Broham's team, the Yankees, and how they did. They had one bye, and they swept the other team. We're just chit-chatting now. Lou, I'm looking forward to your gallery. I'm looking forward to your gallery. It's going to be on Saturday, correct? I'm going to be working. So, but you should still be going when I get out of work. So I'm looking forward to that. I'm definitely looking forward to that. And based off of what you've been saying, it seems like you're going to have a good turnout. So that's a blessing. Good afternoon, sister. I'm good. Hope all is well with you. Yeah, I'm good. I'm good. Just chilling. Hey, Arabia. Barbosa. Via she and everyone. Cool beans. How are you doing, girl? Well, I hope. Tomorrow at 5. Okay, cool beans. So I probably will be able to come in to your chat like around, mm, probably like around like 6:30-ish, which that would only be about an hour and a half after you've been done. I know you probably don't have no real time frame for how long it's gonna go. Do you have like a rough one? Hopefully you're still rocking and rolling by the time I get off. But yeah, I think those little things are very important. And even if, like I said, I don't necessarily believe in gender roles, whatever works for you. But if you're a man who works very hard and you have a woman, that woman should be cooking for you. And if she doesn't know how to cook, then that's something that she should be interested or want to get interested in learning. It's not rocket science. A lot of it is just paying attention to the instructions and amounts and ingredients you need and how much of each ingredient and whatnot. And shoot, and if you're really feeling froggy, that's something that you could turn into a bonding experience. Cook with your lady. Help your lady learn how to cook. I'm going until I show everything. Okay, so hopefully I'm able to make it. Whole beans. Yeah, but you can't run off an egg. And whoever you're with should definitely want you to be the best you. They should definitely want you to be the best you. That's my opinion. Same with the little things, like I said, on checking up on you, see how are you doing, what type of day you're having, what do you do, those type of things. It's saying what it is that you may want to eat for dinner or what you may want for lunch. So that way they can know what to prepare for you. Because otherwise, do they really care for you? If they can't do little simple things like that, I don't think so. I don't think so at all. That's just me. That's just me. Sorry you guys hear me eating. It is what it is. Arabia, what you doing? How's your day going? I like the original time you had set, Lil. I'm not sure if that was by mistake or what, but originally you had it set for, I think it was like midnight going into Sunday. And I'm like, I'm with this time. So you either did that by accident or you thought about it and was like, that's probably not a good time for everybody. I have almost 70 submissions. Okay, cool beans. Oh yeah, you might still be going when I get done. Especially if you don't rush through them. I don't see why you would need to rush through them. Especially since some might have like set descriptions that they want you to read what's on and whatnot. And how are you doing this? Are you allowing people to hit your link? Or are you just going to be showing and reading or playing the submissions? I'm so interested. I'm intrigued. This is going to be so cool. I think it's pretty neat and it's a good idea. And check it, Lou. And that's regardless of what prompted the idea. Because people are such haters, low key, high key, low key. Afterwards, you're going to drop the link? Okay, cool beans. Hold on. Folks are such haters, high key, low key, high key. Because I've seen some things, and all I'll say is it doesn't matter where the idea was from, came from. It's a good, productive idea nonetheless. You know, it's something different that I haven't seen done with the sector. Okay? And I'm with it. And that's regardless what prompted the idea. Unless you completely stole somebody in the sector's idea and was able to line it up before they had a chance, I don't care where you got the idea from. I don't care if it was from another previous art show that you've seen whatever the case may be. And people are such haters, and instead of just giving you your props and showing love, they want to sit here and try to dig deep and analyze and reanalyze and figure out who you might have got the idea from, and all of the things that don't really matter. All of the things that don't really matter ultimately. Like I said, if it doesn't involve you jacking it from somebody in the sector. Listen, it don't matter. Somebody's always gonna have something to say about something. And most times it's not really valid. Hey old school, good afternoon. How are you doing? Well, I hope. He said, B salute chat. Cool beans. And I don't like I told you, I don't like to use the word hater because I feel like that's just so strong. But some people really do give that they hate them. And the way I look at it, that's regardless if the person likes you or not, or if you like the person or not. If they are doing something good and doing something positive, and you peep it, and you don't want to show no love, you just keep your mouth shut. Or if it's a post, sit on your hands. Sit on your hands, okay? Keep that hating this to yourself, honey. We already live in a cold enough world. Now, if they're doing something negative and you feel the need that you want to give your opinion, whatever. Because why you out here doing negative stuff, you know? But if it's positive, you're either going to show some love or just let mom be the word. Because you really is out here looking like a hater. And that's just a broad statement because there's a lot of people that operate in that way. They be hating just because it's somebody that they don't care for. Like I said, if you're doing positive stuff, you're doing positive stuff. If you're not doing positive stuff, then don't be surprised if it's spoken on. You know? That's all. Hate fuels my creativity. Well, good for you. I could do without it. Ew. That's life, though. Like I said, there's a difference between something not being somebody's cup of tea, right? Because everything is not going to be our cup of tea. And everything we do and say is not going to be everybody's cup of tea. And us just in general as a person is not going to be everybody's cup of tea. So everybody has different pet peeves, you know? So I think I might do a live on that on a later date. Some people are not even really sure what their pet peeves are, or at least not sure enough to be able to name them if asked. Like, hey, what are your pet peeves? What are things that like really bother you or get on your nerves or irk you and whatnot? Because we all have them. Now, obviously, there's levels to it as far as how many we each have and to the extent of that. But we all have them because we're human. But so, like I said, there's a difference between you not being somebody's cup of tea, right? and or whatever you're doing or what you got going on not being their cup of tea. There's a difference between that and somebody just straight up hating. Because if it's not your cup of tea, that means it's not your cup of tea. You have no interest in it. So therefore, if it's something you have no interest in, either way, and it's positive, that means you wouldn't have too much to say about it, right? Right. You still make they can hear all that. Like, and that's just what I just said right there is just a broad thing because there's plenty of people who operate in that way, and it's unfortunate. And then when you say things like that, people will say, "Oh well, oh well, everybody's not gonna like you," or I don't have to like it just because you made it or just because other people like it. Like, no, you don't. But you don't got to be a hater either. That's the point. If you don't like something or something is not your cup of tea, cool beans, let it just be that. But you don't have to go out your way to be negative. And there's people who are like that rather than falling back and moving around. Hold on. And I think another thing I'm going to discuss, I'm trying to figure out how I want to form it. But I think I do want to have and do a live and have a conversation solely about quote unquote Mad Day. Solely about quote unquote Mad Day. So I've been seeing a lot of that, and that's a good conversation to have. Because there's people who just simply don't know how to move around. You know what I mean? There's people who simply don't know how to move around. And I think it's very wet that after you get done being cool with somebody, you know, and y'all have a falling out, even if you feel the need to address something, you don't keep it on whatever the offense was that led to y'all falling out. People don't know how to just keep it on that. What did the person do to you to make you no longer want to, you know, be bothered with them or vice versa? The conversations are never just solely on that. It always, especially on here, it always goes left in the craziest and wickedest of ways. And that's what that right there will let you know that that person wasn't no good for you to begin with. You know what I mean? If they can't just keep it on the main thing as to what it is that you did, and then they want to start spilling the beans about stuff, run telling stuff, telling your business, all type of stuff. And then not only that, they want to start hurling insults and stuff that they never thought to hurl or didn't have these thoughts when y'all were cool. But now that y'all are not cool, this is what they want to hurl at you. And that is something completely separate from what the offense was. I've seen people going back and forth with people that they're supposed to be cool with, and they're talking about how ugly the person is on the outside. They're talking about their weight. They're talking about all type of stuff that don't got nothing to do with the initial issue or the initial offense. And I don't like to see that. I think that shit is whack. They telling business. Like, I can't get jiggy with stuff like that. Mad Delu is when you, a friend, a family member, a loved one, like somebody you're dating, when you and that person have had a falling out and they decide that because you had a falling out with them, they want to start run telling everything that you ever told them. And not only do they want to start run telling your business, then they want to start making certain comments about you in regards to you that they never would have made if y'all were still cool. You know what I mean? Whether that's about how you look, whatever the case may be. And all of that is separate from what the initial offense was. I can't respect that. Hold on. Like somebody be like, "You're a liar. All you do is lie." Really? Since when? And if you felt that way, why is this the first time I'm hearing you say that? You know what I mean? Or you're this, or you're that, you're this. Really? Since when? Since when? You know what I mean? And then another thing I'm going to discuss is that saying is so true. Hurt people hurt people. If that is not one of the most accurate statements, I don't know what is. So I've seen people who have been bullied for certain things, harassed about certain things, right? Having to do with their appearance, right? People calling them names, making comments about their appearance, suggesting certain things were the reason for why they look the way they look, right? I've seen somebody be cool with somebody, and then that person decides they don't want to be cool with them and decides to just run all their business, right? And then I've seen that same person turn around and do the same thing to somebody else that they were cool with, regardless who started it first or not. Instead of letting the main thing be the main thing and talking and discussing about what it is that they did to offend you, to make you look at them a certain way, to make you not really want to be cool with them, it goes from there and taken all the way left. And there's no way that you are actually cool with somebody if you're willing to take it all the way left like that. There's no way. The same way, there's no way that I could have something happen to me and I experience something. And this is why it's so important, and we talked about this, it's so important and so hard to do to not allow our life experiences to harden us in that way, right? It's very important to not allow for our life experiences to harden us in that way. Because I can't envision myself being treated a certain type of way that really caused me angst, and then turning around and doing that same exact thing to somebody, regardless if they wrong me or not. Now you're going to get a chin checking, and what I say might make you perturbed, but it ain't going to be nothing that's too deep, nothing to have everybody all up in our business. You know what I mean? Nothing all crazy. And the main thing definitely going to be the main thing. I'm not going to go from what it is you did to cause me angst and start taking it to the next level and just start spilling the beans about everything that we ever discussed. No, I don't subscribe to that. I think that shit is whack. I think it's very whack, to be honest. Let me see. They want other people to be mad with them. I don't believe in trying to recruit the masses if I have an issue with somebody. That's why I don't fill in the puzzles about nothing. I post what I post. I'm not here to fill in the puzzles about nothing. He or she, happy afternoon. May you be blessed. Thank you, Flying Low. I hope you have a great day. That's what I rock with. Who rocks with me? Everyone else can kick rocks. It just is what it is, especially in space like this. It is what it is. But yeah, I think I'm gonna do a live and we can discuss that. Some things just aren't warranted. So I think I'm gonna do a live on Mad Day, and then I'm also going to do a live on hurt people, because that's very true. Hurt people do hurt people, and they see no issue in their actions either. There's a lot of people who don't see any issues in their actions. It can be the slightest of offenses, right? Not even that, and that would cause you to really take it to that next level. But this is how you can tell when somebody really is a wicked person. If they take the slightest of things, right, and then they just completely jump out the window, that's what they wanted to do. That's what they wanted to do. And the crazy thing about that is those same type of people who behave in that way will bring up offenses that have happened to them. Will bring up offenses that have happened to them often. But yeah, you have no issue or quarrels with doing that to somebody else. Huh. Okay. I don't want them type of people around me. Don't wait until we have a falling out for you to start telling me exactly how you feel about me. When just this time last week, you wasn't saying none of this stuff. You was. I don't respect it. I can't see myself being friends with somebody or cool with somebody who is a large woman, and even if she did something to me, I'm gonna address it, keep the main thing, and then keep it pushing. And that's if I feel the need to address it. But what I'm not going to turn around and do after spending buku amount of time defending that person against others prior to the falling out, what I'm not going to turn around and do is sit here and use that same very thing, meaning their image, their weight, as like a dig towards them, a nasty, dirty, low down dig at that. You know what I mean? Especially when that don't got nothing to do with what the issue is. Especially when that doesn't have anything to do with what the issue is. That's crazy work to me. And that's what I mean when I say there's plenty ways. One of the things I mean when I say there's plenty ways to skin a cat. I don't need to get in the gutter with anybody. I don't need to get in the gutter with anybody. All I have to do is just simply point out your behaviors. Point out your behaviors, point out how you give it up, how you carry yourself, how you present yourself. Those type of things. I don't need to talk about how you look, how much you weigh, none of that crap. Especially when if I'm the type of person who has had negative experiences in that way. And it didn't make me feel good at that time. But how do you turn around and experience something like that? Then sit here and talk about another woman in that way. As if you weren't spoken about in a way about your ways. How dare you? I don't get down with stuff like that. But that's another thing that differs me from other people. And I'm fine with that. I'm out of here. I hope y'all have a great day. Thank y'all for coming. Bye.